Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is your host with the most, King Geo in the house. Well, today is Friday. Today's Friday. Today's every. Let's talk whatever topic you want to talk about today. Um, I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a good mood every day. As you can see, one of my videos yesterday, I'm doing a mini series. If you guys didn't know, I'm doing a mini series. It's being called "The Road to Addiction," which is in my case was alcoholism. Um, and I think I was doing that around 3 o'clock in the morning because I had that, I didn't sleep, and then I was falling asleep on you guys as I was doing the video. If you could see, and I was going from one topic, from one section to another, and I was babbling. So I do apologize for it, but just see that series, that little mini series that I did yesterday, and I'll continue doing some more mini series during the week, so you can see the progress of how someone can um, triumph through alcoholism or addiction in itself. For those who don't know me, I was born and raised in New York, Bronx, New York. Um, I had a very, very tough childhood. I had a good childhood and a tough childhood. You want to know, both my parents were alcoholics. More my father than was my mother, and I had a lot of trauma. But my my one of the reasons that I do have a good sense of humor is because um, I think, like Robin Williams said it best, that we hide through we some of us hide through our humor, and it is true, and and plus I like to make people laugh. That's the other thing. Truth, I like making people laugh. I like to tell jokes, and that's who I am. It's very rare that you see me, Geo, serious, real serious. Even when I came out HIV positive, I took it as a joke. I mean, I didn't think about it. I didn't qualm about it. I didn't even cry about it. I was like, it is what it is. Let's doctor said, yo, G, well, what we're gonna do? I was like, no, what we're gonna do? What you gonna do? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna continue on living. And one of the things that I did set myself for was a goal, and that goal was that I said I'm not gonna give up until I see my oldest daughter, which is her name is Priscilla. I didn't see my daughter since 1990. My daughter was born in '94. The last time I saw her was in 1996. So I said, I'm not gonna die until I see my oldest daughter, which we did reunite afterwards in 2012 when she turned 18 years old. That's a whole story in itself. That's another mini series of my life. But that's the way I took it. I never took the me having HIV. I didn't take that too seriously because you know why? Because I grew up knowing what HIV was. I grew up knowing what it can and it can't do. So it didn't scare me per se. I was more scared, to be honest with you, of alcohol than I was of. I was more scared of alcohol than I was of the HIV itself. Because with alcohol, it's totally different. Alcohol, it changes you so much. You don't know what you lose, and it's a shame. But anyway, so today is that's what's going to be my little mini series about. It's the road to addiction, and then after that's going to be the road to recovery. And recovery is a very important part of the addiction part of it, believe it or not. So just stay tuned, and if you have any family members who is battling addiction, whether it's alcohol or drugs, um, send them my way. Send them my way. Let them watch my videos because I think I think I have a surmountable amount of time drinking, and doctors can tell you what they want to tell you, but doctors really don't know. They only know what patients tell them, and I don't like that word patients. What people tell them, but I can tell you that it's not easy. It's not easy leaving something that you've been doing for so long. But it can be done. It can be done. And if you have a good support system, you have good family members, you would do it. You would do it. But the main thing about it is that you have to do it for yourself. That's the thing. So, with that said, don't forget to watch my channel. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. The algorithm of YouTube, it has to go. I need these subscribers to go up. I need you guys to subscribe, hit my channel, say, yo, King Geo, you got a good show. Oh, hey, King Geo, you suck. Say something, because even if you say I suck, I can work on that. I can work on a suck. You know what I'm saying? And okay, you know what? I suck, so let me try to do something different. But if you just watch the channel, don't let me know, or you just pass by, I need you. I need these 1,776 subscribers to multiply, to triplicate, to quadruply. Come on, guys. You know, I'm doing this for you guys, well, of course, for me too, but more importantly for you guys, because I want to help some of you guys out. I wish I could help everybody out, but I want to help each and every one of you guys out. You know, I do giveaways. I'm trying to hold back on that because a lot of people just go on my live on my channel for my giveaways. So, with that said, let's talk about something. Let's divert. What's going on? I haven't even seen I haven't seen the news today. I really haven't. I just fell on my ass. I really did. I just got off the bed and I shimmy off. Like yesterday, the day before yesterday, I was doing Amazon Plex. And one of my deliveries, I took a picture of the package. I turned around. I don't know if my knee went out or I just, when I turned around, I slipped, but I went completely to the ground. My phone flew that way. I was scared because I do have arthritis. And, I'm like, I don't want my knees to go out. So I was like, watching around, like, making sure no one watches me. Like, okay, don't want so that. Because, sometimes it's kind of embarrassing. But it is what it is, You get to a certain, you take a misstep. So I don't know what's going on in the news today. So I really haven't, I'm always on top of the news. I do like the news. The news stands for North, East, West, and South. Just in case you didn't know that, a little tidbit. Let's go on Google search and let's just go on Google News and see what's going on the news. Let me see. Google issues now. PlayStation now. Leaked games include Huge Edition. Dog the Bounty Hunter said his tip line for the Gabby Petito case has gotten thousands of hits, but he won't share info. What do you? Let me ask you something. What do you guys think of Dog the Bounty Hunter? What do you guys think of Dog the Bounty Hunter trying to find this? Is this a publicity stunt for him? I think it is. I mean, he looks dirty. Looks like he hasn't showered in years. He looks like God bless her soul. Beth, I think that was his wife's name. She passed away from cancer. She held the show real cool with him. But you just see him. He's all grimy. And I have leads. And he said he won't share his leads. So, I mean, I think, and I say this again, that kid's family is protecting that kid. That kid's family is doing that kid an injustice. That's to me, that's my gut feeling. If you guys have any opinion on that, please let me know. If you guys also want to open up a line that you want to communicate with me and you want to talk on the air, please feel free to do so. So let's do this. By the way, I saw the movie, The Many Faces of New York sucked. I thought it was going to be something more like not the Godfather, when Ray Liotta and Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro played. I think it was going to be that type of mafia movie. It was somewhat mafia, but it wasn't the hey Mama Luke, I'm gonna whack you. You gonna do this? You gonna do the made man? It was none of that. You know what I'm saying? It was just a plain old boring movie. That's all it was, man. Bafangu. It really was. It was idiotic. So now also that YouTube is not going to allow you to post anything about COVID-19 or the vaccine or anything like that. If you're going to promote, they're going to take it off. If you're going to promote stories of the vaccine, that has to be good. That's going to be beneficial. I think that they're allowing. But since there's so many conspiracy theories out there, which I don't blame them, because a lot of people go on the internet and they want to get information, but they go based on what other people say instead of doing the research itself. Do the research and come to your own conclusions. Don't let nobody else, dictate what you want, what you need and you need to do. It's like this is my pet peeve. Okay, here you have Texas, right? Here you have Texas with the heartbeat law. Texas tells you that because Texas, When you have when you and I'm going off context here just for a minute. When you have when you put religion into something, you're doing a bad thing. You're not supposed to mix religion with politics, politics with religion, and vice versa. But these evangelicals, they want to do that. They want to create a narrative for you. They want to create a narrative that it says that if you're a conservative Republican, you're a conservative evangelical, you're not supposed to have an abortion. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that. But here comes Texas and tells you that you cannot have an abortion because you, as a woman, don't have that right to have an abortion because in other words, it's not your body. So you cannot go around having an abortion. That's what that's what the state of Texas is telling you. But on the other hand, they're telling you that they don't want to wear masks. They don't want to be told to wear a mask because it's their body, their choice. So if this is your body, your choice not to wear a mask. So this is their body, their choice whether to have an abortion or not. All right, that's plain and simple. You having a country to dictate what you can and can't do. That's no longer dictatorship. I mean, that's no longer democracy. That's called dictatorship. I'm for one that a state shouldn't have to pay abortions. A state shouldn't have, unless it's something imminent. Because you have to. Kids nowadays, teenagers, women, they have to be responsible for their own actions. And one of those actions that if you know that you're going to have sex, then use protection. It's plain and simple. It costs you a box of condoms. Costs you what, $2.50, $3? You go to Planned Parenthood. They give you your birth controls for free. If you get Medicaid, if you got Medicaid, it's given to you for free. You could buy them. So there's no excuse as to why a woman is getting pregnant by either a random guy, a guy she just met, or whatever the case may be. I mean, husband and wife, that's totally different. But so going back to the other one, so now conservatives, evangelicals are trying to say abortion is illegal because the Bible says thou shalt not kill. But the Bible says thou shalt not kill, but it doesn't say thou shalt not kill. It says thou shalt not kill. And you come to your conclusion, that means don't go out there killing Jeffrey Dahmers. Don't do stuff like that. But at the same token, if the Catholic Church is telling you that it is a sin to abort, it's also telling you that it's a sin to have sexual immoralities, that it's a sin to have sex before marriage. All right. So you say it's a sin to abort, but when this person doesn't abort and has a child, and they committed, they had sexual intercourse without being married, in your eyes, that's a sin because it's a sexual immorality. So you're going to cover one sin, but not cover the other? Does that make any sense to you? Does it? So it does. You look at the book of James. It says no sexual immoralities. Whatever that comes to you, it depends. But most theologians says that is based on that they say that the guy wants you to be married before you have sex and so forth and so forth, which is understandable because having sex is a responsibility, especially if you're going to have a kid. But it is what it is. But you cannot, as a state, as a government, you cannot tell someone you cannot have an abortion. It is not your right. And even a Christian group, an evangelical group, shouldn't be able to tell you that because it's not their business to say. The Bible says, judge for you not to be judged. That's plain and simple. So why are we judging? Religion is doing everything the opposite of what Jesus told his disciples to do. He said, go out and spread the word. Go out and spread the gospel of God. If you know the gospel, if you know the word of God, spread it and spread it wisely. Don't go out spreading it because of your agenda. Look what Keith Copeland said the other day. this guy. I don't even know why he's still in the ministry, and I don't even know why people follow him. He said that the reason people are not giving enough money because people are not giving enough money. Can you believe that? Here you are, you work your bone, your hands to the bones, and then you have this coping guy tells you you're not going to go to heaven, or Jesus is not coming. Technical difficulties. We're having technical difficulties. We had technical. This is why, guys, you don't get Spectrum. Don't waste your time with Spectrum. Really, where was I? I even lost my train of thought. Okay, my TV's gone, my screen's gone, everything is gone. You see, if I go like this, you see. But anyway, so where was I? I forgot. I really did forgot. Now I forgot where was I because Spectrum took me off. So going back to what I said, I think what I was saying was that we shouldn't be following religion. We shouldn't, because the God, Jesus said, spread the gospel of the word, spread the gospel to other nations, to the Gentiles, to the Jews, to everyone. Here we are, we're bickering about some stupid stuff when we're supposed to be preaching the word of God, when we're supposed to be helping one another out, when we're supposed to help our brothers and sisters, those who are in need, those who are less fortunate than we are. Those who are less fortunate, why are we bickering about the most idiotic things in the world? Who cares who's president of the United States? Who cares who's the senator? Who cares this? This is one life that you live, one and one only. And I don't think God put you in his earth for you to be thinking about, oh my God, I think that the elections were stolen. Oh my God, I think this happened. Oh my God, I think that happened. I don't think that's the intention that God put you here. I don't think so. I'm doing something here, guys, so give me a break. It's just ridiculous that things that we do, and things that we think about. Yo, J Cash, what's up? What you doing? Are you chilling? What you doing? I'm over here in my house just chilling, trying to make some vids, trying to make that moaning. 'Cause, That's good, bro. That's good that you're chilling. How was your Friday? What did you do? What are you gonna do for the weekend? Are you gonna join Dog the Bounty Hunter and chase after Brian Laundry? Because it looks that's the thing that I think that's it. That's the thing to do now. Just chilling, just chilling. Work, work, work. That's all that matters, right? There you go. There goes Johnny J Cash. J Cash is a man that works, right? What kind of job you do, John? What kind of job you do, J Cash? Shit, if they give me $30,000 to find them, but to find Brian for $30,000, that guy is he's sitting in somebody's house. You're in retail, all right. So in retail, for you, the economy is important. So when stimulus checks comes out, that's important for retail. When the economy is booming, that's important for retail, because if the economy is booming and people got money, that means they're going to spend money. So if they can spend money, then J Cash is able to work. So in that aspect, Congress has to deal with it. So that's an important part of Congress. But as you can see, as I was looking today, it's something that we should talk about more often, is that people are not working. And it's not because the first and the fifth too. What's that, the first and the fifth? I don't understand that. Oh, yeah, the first and the fifth. Yes. With SSI, Social Security is going up for 2022. So that's good. The call. But what I'm saying is that right now you see Republicans say, oh, because of the unemployment, people don't want to work. People are making more money unemployed. Not now, unemployment is off, right? For the pandemic, it's off. So the reason that people are not working right now, the reason that people don't want to work right now, is because one of the things that COVID taught people is their worth. It's their worth. No one wants to go back and work for $10 an hour. No one definitely is not going to go back to work for $7.25 an hour, which is federal minimum wage. No one wants to go back to working that job. They don't, because they finally realize, you know what? This is the way that I see it, though. The pandemic came, mom and pop shops were closed, right? But Walmart was able to keep up or open. Target was able to stay open. All these big companies were able to be open. Lowe's and all these big companies were able to be open. But the mom and pop shops, which sold similar items like they did in Walmart, like they had to close. So people say, you giving benefits to these people, but not to us? You giving benefits to Walmart? You know that Walmart made whopping billions of dollars through the pandemic. Amazon made whoppings of billions of dollars through the pandemic. And Amazon owner, Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, yet it's the cheapest man in the world. You want to talk about capitalism? All right, you believe in capitalism. That's what you want to believe in. If you believe in capitalism, that where a company such as Amazon makes so much money, right? Because You have the American dream. So this capitalism. Capitalism. You have your American dream. Your house, your top, whatever the case. What you would think about it. You have your American. You have this entire company, and then when you have this your entire company like Amazon, you treat your employees like crap. You give them crap wages while you, as the owner of this company, is worth 88 to 100 billion dollars a year. I mean, you're worth 100 billion dollars. Same thing with Microsoft. Same thing with Bill Gates. I'm talking about everyone, each and every one of them. Does it kill them? Would it kill any of these people to pay these players, to pay these employees what they are worth? That's where the word that's when socialism comes in. Because when you live in a socialist country or a socialist society, the people are the one who reap the benefits from that. Because if you work for a company like Macy's, when Macy's first started, and there's still companies that do that now. When Macy's first started, you were able to buy into the company. So you had stock options to the company. So you owned a portion of the stock. When you work for United Airlines now, you do profit sharing. So when Delta Airlines has a profit, you see a paycheck, maybe $100, $200, $300, but depending on the profit, you get that. Amazon, I heard they can't really talk to each other about what? So you get that. So you feel good. You're going to go work for a company because your company is treating you the right way. All right. If I'm making millions of dollars, it's not going to hurt me to pay my workers $30, $40 an hour. It's not going to hurt me to pay my workers because even if they don't have a high school diploma, even if they don't have a college degree, but they're doing the job well, that's all that matters. Well, Amazon, I heard they can't really talk to each other at work. I don't know. I don't work at Amazon store, so I don't know. If someone works out there, let me know. But think about it. People complain when in New York, when workers at McDonald's was wanting $15 an hour. And these people were saying, why are you going to get $15 an hour? Because you're only flipping burgers. No, it's not just flipping burgers. Do you know what you have to bust your ass to work at McDonald's? You think it's an easy job? You got snot-nose managers. You got wannabe managers who think they're general managers. And you got general managers who don't know what they're doing. They work you to the bone because for them to franchise and for McDonald's, their job is to make money. So if they have to work you without no break, without nothing, giving you $10 an hour, they will do it. They would do it. Is that fair? No, that's called capitalism. But if you work in a socialist society where your company's paying you for what you're worth, all right, what you're worth. So even if it's sitting down at this desk, right, and you're just picking up the phone, here in the United States, they have a statistic that says that's a secretary's job. So maybe that secretary job could be worth $24,000, $25,000 a year, only because she's picking up that phone, right? Only because she's picking up the phone. So that's their way of saying that it's an entry level job or whatever it can be. So she deserves to get $74,000. That's not bad, right? That's like $10, $11 an hour. But the person upstairs, while you picking up this phone, it's raking in millions. Despite the fact he or she sitting down in the office, despite the fact that blah, 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 it does not matter because the reality is the company that you work for, if you're picking up that phone, starts here. It starts with that, hello, how you doing? Hi, I'm Gio. How can I help you? And that, my friend, when you call somewhere or you go to a place and the first person you see when it's to a hotel, you see the front desk. If you go to an airline, you see whoever you see first can either make or break your business. Because that person when the person goes in, and if that person is not feeling good, you go to that person and that person makes you feel good, you're good. That's worth something. You can go on an airplane and you can have the shittiest Shittiest plane ride there is in the world. The food was horrible, blood. This was horrible. But you know what? But King Geo treated you right. King Geo was at your beck and call when you needed something. He made you feel comfortable. He made you feel comfortable. So what are you going to do? You're going to say, King Geo, you're going to write a review. King Geo was the best. And I recommend, I may not recommend the airline as far as flying, but if you want to fly an airline that's going to give you good service, I recommend you fly with King Geo. Because you're the face of the company. And that's what a lot of CEOs don't see, that you're the face of the company. So does it hurt them to pay you more? No, it doesn't. But they just want to be greedy and they don't want to pay. So that's why a lot of people are not going back to work, because they're finally realizing that $10 an hour is not going to cut it. $15 an hour in some state is not going to cut it. Some state, yes, in some state of New York, $15 an hour is not going to cut it. In the city of New York, it may be cutting it in upstate New York or in the countryside of New York, like Westchester, where the rent is much, much cheaper. Places like New York, California, Texas, Alaska, that's not $15 an hour. It's not going to do anything for you. It's good for a 15-year-old. It's good for an 18-year-old who's still living at home. What about that mother, that single mother that has to pay food because doesn't want to get on welfare, has to pay food, has to pay rent, has to pay diapers, has to pay babysitting, has to pay daycare? Do you think all that is going to be worth? Do you think $10 an hour is going to pay for it? Do you think $15 is going to pay for it? And even if you go to college and you graduate with a degree, a bachelor's or a master's, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to make money, because you're still going to end up paying. You still have to pay those loans back. You're going to be living in a rut. So it's not worth it. So people are hesitant to going back to work. They really are. And like I said, do you blame them? No, I don't. You can't be. You can't blame them. There's going to be a lot of jobs. This pandemic has taught a lot of people a lot of things, and this pandemic is going to be one of those things that a lot of jobs are going to be redirected into home. You work from home, because working from home, no babysitting, no this, no that, so you can cut costs. I still like the intimacy of one-on-one talking to a person. I do like that. I want to talk to the person I'm talking. I want to see the person, because I get that. I get that one-on-one, and the reaction that I want to see that person smile. I want to see. I was working. I tell you like a few months ago, I was working in a hotel, and this young lady came in crying. It was around 12 o'clock at night, and tears are coming down. And I said, "Why are you crying?" She said, "Oh, just my husband and stuff like that." I said, "Okay, fine." She was supposed to be her husband, I think, and he never showed up. She stood her up. So I say, "Hey, listen. So if you have anything, if you want to talk, I'm down here, so you can come and talk." And did you know that she came back like an hour later, and she talked to me for 2 hours in the lobby? She was in the lobby. I was in the back desk, and she talked to me. She was telling me her problems, and that was cool. Hey, what's up, Jeffrey Black? Am I talking to myself? Probably I am. Isn't that great? Talking to yourself is one advantage, because you have nothing. You have no one to talk back to. No one's going to talk back to you. This is like doing podcasts, but live. What do you want to talk about, Jeffrey? Come on. Anything you want to talk about, I can bring it up. And if you haven't subscribe. Being that I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to myself, which is a good thing. Those psychologically wise, I think it's a good thing. It says here, Biden caught on hot mic criticizing America. I don't know. Biden is a weird guy, man, to be honest with you. Biden wants to be the banks do more videos on OMI. Why you want me to do more videos on OMI? Why, if you want me to do more video on OMI, yo, come on, yo, pay me, because OMI is old, bro. OMI, he just got indicted, right? Omi says that he found a loophole, so he took advantage of that loophole. And to this day, I've looked in every law book that I can possibly look at, and I don't find where there's a loophole where it gives Omi, the Hellcat, the right to copyright the right to copyright material. So just think about it this way. If anyone is smart out there, just if you're this smart, if you found a loophole that made it legal for you to stream any content without the permission of that creator, then there was no need for you to buy decoders. In other words, whenever you have, I'm gonna show you how this is. This is your cable service, right? So whatever cable service you have, anything that you're watching through your internet goes through here. All right. And it has a mechanism that it knows if you are violating the copyright infringement. So let's just say you're watching. Remember when Showbox was here, everybody had Showbox and their mother because Showbox was an app that you were able to download. But when you download through a torrent through Showbox, that was illegal. So it popped up in this little cable, right? That you downloaded an illegal content. So and then what happens? A week later, Spectrum or whatever your local cable company is sends you a letter stating on this day there was a download of this movie, blah 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 blah. Please don't do it again. You call the cable company will tell you which movie it was, and you say, okay, fine, no problem. But through this cable, they know if you're downloading copyright content without permission. That's why people say get a VPN or whatever it may be. But what he did was he bought decoders, right? He bought decoders so that when it went through this cable, it would go as regular content without triggering the copyright mechanism. So he would be able to like he did. He got Spectrum, whatever it was. He got DirecTV. He got all these cable companies in several homes, and from there he distributed it. He got the decoders and he distributed it. And then when he gets arrested, he has the audacity to say that he found a loophole, but there is no loophole because copyright infringement has been on for years. There's no way in the world that without permission, that you can transmit something that you were not given permission to. Now, if you in a bar and you're watching a fight, and that's a pay-per-view fight, that's your fight. You pay for that pay-per-view, but you cannot charge the patrons. I mean, you cannot charge your customers to watch that fight because you pay for it. Because if you do that, then some of that proceed has to go to the pay-per-view. They didn't give you permission to record. They didn't give you that. They give you the right to watch it, but they didn't give you permission for you to reproduce it. So where does he come up with that he sees a loophole? Because there isn't any. In the law, there is no loophole. In the law, he didn't pay for taxes. And Omi's downfall. You know what was Omi's downfall? If you guys want to know, don't you want to talk about Omi? Omi's downfall was Omi. That's Omi's downfall. Omi is his own worst enemy. It's true. Because think about it, guys. Here we are. I'm Puerto Rican. I got nothing. All of a sudden, I come on YouTube and boom, I got a house, I got cars galore, I got this, I got that. That's going to raise some suspicion. It's not going to raise suspicion if you're Mr. Beast. But Mr. Beast is white. Paul Logan is white, so those don't raise suspicion. But if you're black or you're Hispanic and you're on YouTube and you come from here and you went up here, it's going to raise some suspicion. So that's what Omi did. And that's what Omi did. So Omi went on YouTube, decided to show everything, everybody, and he caught the attention of the FBI. And he caught the attention of people. He keeps saying, oh, it's IPTV. If you're doing something illegal, you don't promote it on YouTube. You just don't do that. The FBI said that these guys raked in over $30 million, bro. $30 million. Yo, for $30 million, the first thing I would have done, I would have got myself a heck of a lawyer. Just in case. Simple. If you're going to sell drugs, you get yourself with the best lawyer. You retain the best lawyer for just in case you get arrested, you can get out. That's what you do. You don't go around YouTube saying, this is my wealth. I got this, I got that, and then show and then say, oh, I bought an IPTV for $20 million. We all know IPTV is illegal. Right? So and then he goes around saying that he got arrested. He goes around saying that, so he damned himself. He became his own worst. He became worse enemy. And then the funny thing is that here he is. He's getting all this money from his IPTV, and he's buying property. Not paying taxes, and he's buying property. So if the FBI can prove, that all those property were bought through proceeds of Gears TV, Gears HTV, Omi's TV, if they can be proven that it was through that business, he loses everything. Everything. He'll have no more buildings, he'll have no more cars, and he'll be back regular Omi back again when he gets out of prison. There is no point if he's not going to go to prison. He's going to go to prison. All right. Fucking Wesley Snipes, he did 3 years in prison, and that's Wesley Snipes. And Wesley Snipes was like what? $3 million, and he did prison time. He did fat time. So you telling me you're doing all this money and you haven't paid the taxes on that? Even though it's illegal, if you sell drugs, people, and you don't pay money on those drugs that you're buying, that you're making money of, even though it's illegal, you're going to jail because you're not paying taxes on it. So why would you put yourself out there because you want to be a YouTuber? There were different ways he could have done it that wouldn't have put him out in the spotlight. It wouldn't have. And then if you look at the indictment, it's him, 3 other people, and 12 other co-conspirators. They're from 1 to 12. So you got 12 other people besides him and his 2 boys who are talking. He says that he was about to pay his taxes. That doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. I'm surprised that he still had the house. I'm surprised that that he went back to the house. But he said that's all those things under investigation. But you don't do that. Look, I can admire the man for his hustle. I do. Because you gotta. This is not an easy game. This is nothing to be easy. You gotta make money out there. But if you through the hustle you're exposing yourself, then you don't expose yourself to YouTube. It's like, when I was growing up, you had kids in the corner selling drugs who never had a car before. All of a sudden, boom, they driving a Beamer. They driving back in the days a brand new Toyota. Yo, 5 balls are gonna look at you like, whoa, damn. This mofo 2 days ago, 3 days ago, he had no money. Where's he getting this money at now? And boom, here comes the DTs. Now they're gonna investigate your ass. Where did you get that money? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Now they arrest you, you lose your car, you lose your freedom for a few years, and you're back to square one. Because why? Because you went greedy and decided to show the world, or to show that space that you lived in, that you got money. And you don't do that. That's the downfall of many people. So now that you wanted to talk about Omi became his own worst enemy. And that's the truth. So Omi shouldn't be blaming the IRS because he knows that he has to pay taxes. Omi shouldn't be blaming this person because he knows that what he did was illegal. This lawyer is going to say it's not illegal because he's getting paid. His job is to defend. Okay? I understand that. But at the same token, don't say, I don't say I found a loophole when there isn't a loophole. The loophole, when you see those congressmen, when you see Donald Trump, when you see Bill Gates, when you see all those people that don't pay taxes, that they don't pay federal taxes, is because the income tax has a loophole that you can get away with it. It's legal because there's a loophole. That's why they don't pay the taxes, because there's a loophole that lets them know or tells them if you do this thing, you don't have to pay taxes, and it's legal. But there is no loophole when it comes to streaming illegal contents. There isn't. If that was the case, then you just go to a movie theater, record, and boom, that's illegal. So, like I said, that he became his own worst enemy. I would have done it. I would have done it a whole different way. I wouldn't have done it like that. I mean, it would have just been totally different. But everybody does things differently, bro. And I don't know why he went that route. I really don't. And then he's recording everything. Of course, he's recording this, he's recording that, blah, 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 blah. Because you record, you're going to get, more clicks. But Omi became his own little enemy. Now what he put here, the IRS and the FBI came and charged me, but he was already charged. This was 5 days ago. He was already charged. Let me see what he has to say. I'm looking at his video. See what he says.
I'm just driving. I'm fine.
Well, thanks to my supporters. That's what that's all about. This one it says.
Let me let you know a little secret here. All of these online gurus out there have it.
Hold on a minute.
So now, I only got to register it because of COVID, because we had all this downtime. So me replaying like everything that he used to tell me, I'm like, damn, like my dad was a real guy. Like he was a real good dude. And his criminal activities is another thing, but it doesn't. Brother.
The video is more the same. Like I said, he is his own. He's his own little thing. Just like Al Capone. Al Capone was never caught for killing, right? The Al Capone story. They never charged Al Capone for any of his murders, any. But he was arrested for income tax evasion. Think about that. There's a man that supposedly sent to kill thousands, hundreds of people, and they never caught him on one murder charge. But he didn't pay taxes on the money that he was making illegally, and they caught him on that. So if the FBI want him, they'll do it. Hey, got that? What's up? And she's still flaunting and stuff like that. To me, it's just he should have just lay low for a while, let things go by, and but it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, he's been on YouTube for a year, 2 years, and he hasn't reached 1 million subscribers yet. I see there 799,000. So he is his own enemy. And he's going to be his own enemy. But the one thing I don't understand is the FBI confiscated everything to confiscate. How is he still driving his cars? How is he still living, living where he's living at? That perplexes me. I have no idea. But you can all those things that go down with Omi, you can always look it up on Google because they are free. They are free to investigate. Well, not free. They're free to get. I'm sorry, not to investigate. So yeah, that's what it is, bro. Omi is his own worst enemy. So yeah, that's what it is. His own worst enemy. Guys, don't forget that you can always do a super chat. You can do a sticker, and that sticker will show on the screen. I also have a subscription where you can subscribe. I have three different tiers. Let's see. There we go. See? But it is what it is, man. There we go. Theo Gio sent on a $1.99 sticker. I appreciate that, Theo Gio. What a considerate dude, man. What a considerate dude. So yeah, so what you guys want to talk about? Who's on here? Let's talk. It's Friday. Let's do something, man. Let's forget about where's Brian Laundrie and all these kind of crap. He's probably somewhere taking a shit. Which person do you like the most in TV? Which person do you dislike the most in TV? Come on, let's talk. Let's talk. I can talk about anything if you guys talk to me about it. That's because I'm a jack of all trades and masters of none. Remember that. That's something good to have. Something good to have. Don't forget those stickers are up there, so you can purchase your stickers there. We can do the live. We can do anything. So if you guys want to talk about Omi, just give me a day. If you guys want to talk about Omi, you guys are going to be in it. We do a live. I know that Omi's not going to give me another one-on-one, but I do have his number. So when he got arrested, I said, "Yo, hope you're okay, whatever the case may be." But no return phone calls. That's a bad boy, man. How can you never return your homeboy? Nah, we were never homeboys. I mean, I came down on him hard because I believe what he was doing was fake. But at the end of the day, he became his own little worst enemy. You don't wish anything on nobody bad because you have to admire the hustle. You do. You have to admire the hustle. But at the same time, don't go on TV flaunting what you have when you know that what you got it through illegal means. Don't do that because you're going to catch someone's eye. You're going to catch, there are a lot of envious people. When you rise to the top, if you're a drug dealer and you got millions of money, you can't trust the left hand or your right hand because one of these two is going to chop it off because this guy's going to want what you have and this guy's going to want what you have. So you got to be careful. So maybe his own people, his own entourage told on him while he was up here. You don't flaunt, especially when you're Hispanic or you're black and you're trying to make it big. Because let me tell you something. Even if you're not, when you're Hispanic and you're black, it's so much harder for you to succeed. And when you do succeed, there's always a question mark of how did this person succeed? To this day, look at Terry Paylor. It's a billionaire. And how did he succeed? Through perseverance. He busted his ass doing what he does, doing what he does best, doing what he loves to do. And Tyler Perry gives money away. Tyler Perry does a lot of good for his community. He just opened Lionsgate, if I'm not mistaken, up in Yonkers, New York. So that's going to be great for Yonkers, New York. It's going to be great for people who are actors, who want to become actors. There's somewhere close to you, though. There, you could be an extra. There's a lot of things that Tyler Perry is doing with his money. All right. But when you're a Black American or you're Hispanic and you're making it in this country and you want to succeed, there's going to be a lot of people who's going to doubt you. And they're going to turn every corner that they can so they can bring you down. And Omi brought himself down. He could drive his cars now. He could do this car, this. He could do this, that. But once he publicly put himself out there, the FBI saw that, and the FBI said, whoa. This guy's making money. He's not paying no taxes. Or the IRS is making money. He's not paying no taxes. The IPTV. If you guys know Solo Man was with him. Omi, Solo Man, and Entertainment. They were all together at one point in time. Solo Man and Entertainment did an IPTV, but they got out. They did a magazine. They got some subscription, and they got out because the subscription was bad. It was horrible. All right. A storm went through Solo Man's house a few years ago, and he did, and I shit you not, in half an hour, he got himself a GoFundMe page and got $10,000 from subscribers. And when I saw that, I went after Solo Man too, and I said that he was a liar. That what he's saying is a lie. That he put it this way. I wouldn't even as far because he said that his whole house was flooded. Right? This is how stupid people can be. So if you know anything about water, when water stays still on a certain spot, it leaves a watermark, right? And when it recedes, it goes down. You can tell to what level that water went up to. So this fool, Solo Man, decides to go into his house and says, look, the water level came up to here. The water this, the water that. But there was no watermarks at the walls at all. He said that his daughter's house, he said his daughter's room was the one that was hit the hardest. It wasn't even touched, all right? The sofas was like corduroys. And anyone that knows anything about corduroys or that kind of material, when it gets wet, it gets damp. It's like, let's say it weighed 100 pounds with water in it. It probably weighed 500 pounds. It was still in the corner. He said everything was still. But yet people gave him $10,000. He did a little bit over $10,000. And I went after Solo Man because he defrauded people. And it's not just Solo Man. It's a lot of people. But those are the things that you don't do. So when Omi came out, he said, when Omi came out and he said that this happened to him, that the FBI, that was the first time me hearing of Omi. And the way he did it, I was like, oh, that's bullshit. And everybody jumped on it. And he come out humble, because the thing that caught my eye was that he said, oh, my merch drops tonight. So I was like, he's doing this shit fake shit so people can buy his merch. This is all playing out. This is all fake. And then a lot of people say, yo, King Gio, why you going after Omi? You want clickbait? I'm like, clickbait? I don't even know what clickbait is, to be honest with you. At that time, I was unaware what clickbait was. So no, I wasn't. So so I'm here. I am. I was telling people, why would I want the clickbait? Why would I want Omi subscribers? Because when Omi becomes irrelevant, which he will soon, when Omi becomes irrelevant, what am I going to talk about? And then those thousands of people who subscribe to my channel, I'm not going to subscribe because there's nothing to talk about Omi. It's a good story. It's good to tell. But then you got to move on to the next one. Can't stay stuck. And that's the way the world works. Like a gentleman the other day told me that I am trying to get clickbait off Gabby Petito's story. I'm not getting clickbait after Gabby Petito's story. I'm just telling you what I see and what I think of the story. And then I went later on and I said, we shouldn't be focusing too much on Gabby Petito because there are other Gabby Petitos out there who have not been found and should be given the same attention that they're giving this young lady. Being that she's white and all these people probably aren't, they haven't. In that same area where Gabby Petito was found, there were 2 ladies that were murdered. Have you heard about them again? No. I saw a TikTok yesterday about a young girl who actually went out and reported and made a TikTok about these 2 women who were murdered, and they want to answer. They want to find the killer or killers of these 2 girls, or these 2 females, or these 2 women, not girls, these 2 women. I'm sorry. All right, and then as they went through scrimmaging around through Gabby Petito, they found another damn man's body. So don't just dwell on Gabby Petito. Dwell on the other people who have been missing. There are other things there's other things in this country that we need attention to. But being that she's a white girl and white missing syndrome, whatever they call it, people just grasp to that, and I don't understand why. But people love mystery. People do. And for people to think that this gentleman, Brian Laundrie, is out in the run, no, Brian Laundrie is somewhere hiding, macking, and relaxing right now. Probably watching King Geo show. Nah, but it's true. I wouldn't waste my time looking for him. I let him come to me. If I was the FBI, I let him come to me. Sooner or later, he's going to come out. Sooner or later, he's going to come out. I would have gone after his parents. His parents aided and abetted him. I guarantee. I got a gut feeling that they did, but I don't even know why the police have not gone after them. Maybe if they go after them and they say, put pressure on them, have them arrested for aiding and abetting him, he probably will come out because of the pressure. No son wants to see their parents arrested. No son wants to see their parents in jail. Right? And I made a lot of valid points on Brian Laundrie's disappearance when he came back. But no one seems to care about that. Nobody. So people love peculiar cases. Omi is a peculiar case. They need Benny Gonzalez. What's up, buddy? They need the proof. What proof do they need? What proof do the FBI needs to do what? Because he's already indicted with whatever they went with whatever they. Or they need to prove that their parents helped them, but you don't need proof. Put it this way: people have gone to jail for less than proof. We all know that. There are a lot of black men and women in jail, prison right now with no proof. There are a lot of black men and women who've been hung with no proof. But I'm going to give you this. Here you go. He arrives to Florida September the 1st, 2021. September the 1st, right? On September the 6th, this gentleman with his parents go on a retreat for 3 days. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 3 of them come in and 2 of them come out. So that means he's left behind. And then the following week, now remember, he came in September the 1st. The following week, 10 days later, Gabby Petito's parents report her missing. So what happened in those 10 days? Did they not tell Gabby Petito's parents that, hey, listen, my son came back alone? Your daughter was not with him? Did they say that? No, I don't think so. Right? When he left to the park that he took their car, that was on a Wednesday. That was on a Tuesday. I'm sorry. He took the car on Tuesday. The parents went looking for him at that park because they know that's where he goes to. Went to that park, found the car Wednesday. They say they looked around, didn't find him, drove the Mustang back home without him. This Wednesday passed by, Thursday passed by, and then Friday came out and said, my son's missing. A day and a half or 2 days later, your son is missing. Your son comes back on September the 1st. Your son left on a retreat, on this beautiful retreat with his girlfriend. His then girlfriend, because when she met our soul, rest in peace. His then girlfriend goes on a retreat and comes back alone. Is that not cause for alarm? It comes back in her car. Didn't come back in a rental car. Didn't come back in anything. He called on a burner. So he didn't come back in a burner. He didn't come back in a rental car. He didn't come back by Greyhound. He did not come back by train. He came back with her car. That's what more proof do you need that they went 10 days without telling anybody where this young lady was, or that this gentleman was back in town with Al Petito? Where is that? Where is that? So you don't need like I said, there has been people who have been convicted with no proof, just circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence. People have gotten convicted just because of that. Or is it because they're from 9 Point, they're white people? Had that been me, your buddy, that had been me or you, we would have been arrested already for aiding and abetting. For aiding and abetting, we would have been arrested for that. So it's just a lot of things. Like I said, his parents did help him out. The kid's been gone for what, 2 weeks now, since September the 1st. And then the police officer says the police in 9 Point says, "Oh, he's not a person of interest yet." How could he be not a person of interest yet? Wait, the guy left with the girl. He came back alone. How is that not a person of interest? Let me know. Maybe they did, but the FBI won't move until they have hard evidence. The FBI moves whenever the FBI wants to move. It's plain and simple. Plain and simple. Everybody thinks that the FBI does things. Everybody thinks that the FBI does things by the book. When the FBI wants something, the FBI will go get you. When the CIA wants something, they'll come and get you. Put it this way. Say someone harms you on Facebook. See how quick the FBI is in your house. See how quick. No, they dropped. You know where they dropped the ball? This young lady would have been alive. She would have been alive had they arrested him back in Utah. If you see the video where the officer said to him, "We have reports of some physical abuse," right? And he said, "Oh yeah, she scratched me up and blah blah blah." Right then and then, someone should have gone to jail, whether it was her or whether it was him. But someone should have gone to jail because there was domestic violence right then and then. But that's Utah. I don't know how Utah works. But if you do other states where there's zero tolerance on domestic violence, that young lady could have been alive had those officers recognized a domestic violence situation. Yeah, I understand what I understand what your point is. But the FBI is not going to get involved with her because her case with the parents' case would be different because the FBI is only going after Brian because it happened in a national park and that's federal land. So the feds had to go in no matter what. Whatever he did in her house, that's state. That's state. So that has nothing to do with it. You're in Chicago, okay? So Chicago's law is different because back when I was growing up, that's what they used to do in New York. If you had an argument with your wife or your boyfriend or whatever the case may be, go walk it off, blah blah. I remember one time that they took my dad's car away from him because he was drunk, and they said, "Come tomorrow and come pick up your keys at the station." Now they don't do that. Go to Florida. Go to Florida. They don't ever lock people up no more for that. Yes, they do. That's because you're in Chicago, my brother. Go to Florida. Go live with your girlfriend and call your girl the B word. And have someone else or you call or let her call the cops. And when the cops get to your house, one of you twos are going to go to jail. Florida does not play with domestic violence. Florida, a few years ago, I can tell you maybe back 6-7 years ago, in 2009 when I was there, Florida they still have zero tolerance. But I've met people in Orange County jail where they had told me, and I seen the records where it says, all I told my wife was she's a bitch. And like, that's it? And she's not pressing any charges? No. But Florida has this thing that if you call the cops, someone's going to jail, because a few years ago, there were a lot of domestic violence, and a lot of women would call the cops on their spouse or the boyfriend or the significant other. The cops would go, they arrest them. When it comes to arraignment, then they don't want to press any charges. Oh no, I'm confused. I don't want to press any charges. So then the DA would have to drop the charges. So that's money that's being wasted by taxpayers. So a few years ago, they said enough is enough. Whoever calls the cops, if the cops is in the premises, I don't care who called the cops, someone is going to jail. And even if she doesn't want to press any charges, the district attorney is going to press charges. And the reason they're doing that is to deter people from calling cops and then later on rescinding their allegations. Because you have to do paperwork, you have to put this person in jail, you have to feed this person, you have to make sure that it's a hassle for you to go in front of a DA, for the DA to go in front of the judge, and then this person, whether it's a male or female, to say, you know what, I don't want to press any more charges. I don't think I want to do this. So they stopped that. Florida has zero tolerance on domestic violence. You don't believe me? Go down to Florida. Florida and Chicago, two different things. So Florida, in that aspect, Florida does not play around. You will go to jail, and you sit in jail until it gets resolved, or you bail yourself out. But they're not going to that. They're not going to that system anymore. New York has a shitty system now with that no bail. I saw like I tell you no lie. The other day, I'm not going to say the other day, I would say like 7 or 8 months ago, I saw this kid coming out of Bronx County Jail. The Bronx courthouse, because his girlfriend pressed charges of him on domestic violence. And being that in the brains of de Blasio, he decided to do a no bail for low crimes when they came because the jails were overcrowded. This kid came out with no bail, and you see him beating the shit out of her in camera, and they pressed no charges. Had he been remanded, that wouldn't happen. That's why the crime rate in New York is the way that it is now, because of this no bail bond. This no bail. You're releasing people that's supposed to be in jail. You're releasing them out to the streets because there's no cash bail thing. Whatever is behind de Blasio's minute mind. All right? So that's why Chicago is betting, and that's the way Chicago's the way it is now. Chicago, there's a lot of crime because just the governments don't care. Chicago was a good place to live back in the 80s and 90s, but now no one wants to go to Chicago. I mean, you're from Chicago, of course, but you know the crime rate in Chicago is too high. It's too high, so there's no point. You know, is crime everywhere? Yes, but it exists more in some places than others. I don't like to play that little game. But there's more crimes in blue states than there is in red states. I don't play those kind of games. Crime is crime wherever it is. You got to make sure that the government officials who are handling those, who's handling those crimes, take care of it. I mean, me personally, I get rid of the. I would get rid of. I would get rid of the death penalty. There's no point in the death penalty. People are going to kill regardless of what you think. I would get rid of that. What I would do, remember that they have a supermax jail in Arizona or in Colorado, I think it is, where the worst of the worst goes, and they just get no visits, no nothing. I would just make myself a nice big ass jail and just keep them locked up 24 hours a day. No TV. You want to read the Bible, you can read the Bible. I will give you that. But no contact whatsoever to the outside world. Not no lawyer, not no one. The lawyer, if you're gonna appeal something, that's about it. But you don't see no one. You speak to no one. If you took a life away, if you raped a child, if you molested a child, if you did something to the elderly, because a lot of people is gonna say, you know what? So what about their rights? What about the jail? Those. What about these people who are going to jail? These prisoners. What about their human rights? What about their civil rights? Those civil rights. Okay, so let me rephrase that. Those rights that you are so defending now, they're already off the table because this person already took someone's life away. This person murdered someone. So this person has no rights. His rights are being given to him because he has a right to 3 meals a day and be treated humanly. But there's no right. There's no law against me putting that person in the hole for the rest of his life. There is what's inhumane about that? You may think it's inhumane because you're fighting for his right. But what about that person's family? They're not going to see that kid or that daughter. They're not going to see that person ever again because this person decided he or she chose to take that person's life away. So what's the point? So if you put someone away for life, and you make sure that resonates, that runs around in all country, in other states, that if you get caught for murder, if you get convicted for murder, you're going to be put away for life in solitary confinement. In solitary confinement. I think some people will think about it twice. I mean, whoever's going to murder is going to murder regardless. Regardless, right? So that's out of the question. So we can equate those people and say, you know what? They're going to do whatever they're going to do regardless because that's who they are. But there are going to be some people, they're going to say, wait a minute. I want to spend the rest of my life in a room. No TV, no nothing, no conversation. I can't speak to my mom, dad, whatever, in a room. Before I go kill this person, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. As to, I don't care. Or as to someone's already been just like, I don't care. I get 3 meals a day. I get fed. I do exercise. I watch TV. I play cards. Those are people who are institutionalized, so they don't care. But if you can grab someone and they get that deterrent, that could do it. So forget about the death penalty. The death penalty works for nobody. All you're doing is discriminating because most people that are going to death penalty are blacks. So it makes no point to the death penalty. There's a lot of law. Hey, look it up, but guys. You think that we're so petty? Look at Google in your state, the dumbest laws, and you'll be surprised at the dumbest laws. And you say to yourself, "No, this can't be a law, really." And yes, it's a law. They may not enforce it. You may not see it a lot, but it's the law, and you be like, "No way." Let me see if I can find one here for North Carolina, and you can see what I'm talking about. Let me see here. Let me look it up. Okay, a minute. Okay, let's put city laws in the United States. 50th craziest laws in the United States. Okay, let me see. Okay. Let's view. This is stupid. This shouldn't even be a law. This is retarded. But everyone knows that. In Alabama, it's illegal to drive blindfolded. That's retarded. It's illegal everywhere. In Alaska, you can't put an animal in the back of an open vehicle. Okay. In Arizona, it's illegal for a donkey to sleep in a bathtub. In Arkansas, you can't honk your horn. Wait. In Arkansas, you can't honk your horn near a sandwich shop after 9 p.m. In California, it is illegal to whistle for a lost canary before 7 a.m. So just think about it. You lost your canary. Hey, fight out. Hey, fight out. And it's 6:59. You can't do that in California because it's illegal. If you want to find your canary, you can't whistle to your canary after 7 a.m. in California. That's the city of Berkeley. Okay. In Colorado, it's illegal to keep a couch on your porch. Really? Boulder busted the University of Colorado for burning couches, causing a law to go into effect that keeps couches and porches mutually exclusive. This law is currently active, but the verdict is still out on whether it's actually to prevent it from any couch bonfire. So in Colorado, it's illegal to keep a couch in your porch. But don't get elderly. In Connecticut, a pickle must be able to bounce. Here's a law that puts Connecticut farmers in quite a pickle. In 1948, 2 men were arrested for selling pickles that were unfit for human consumption. Discussing ways to check for good pickles, officials declared that a pickle is legitimate only if it bounces. The pickle in question did not bounce, so the 2 men were arrested and fined, and the pickles were destroyed. So can you imagine? Here you are in Connecticut, and you throw a pickle, and it don't bounce, and you go to jail for that. So these are the things that I'm trying to tell you, that there are some laws that are so stupid in our country that you laugh at. Oh my. Well, guys, thank you for watching the King Geo show. It was a pleasure of mine doing this for you guys. Like always, give you my love. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Let that YouTube algorithm go on, bro. We need those things. We need King Geo's channel to grow. Don't forget, you can buy your stickers when I do a live. Contribute to the cause, bro. Contribute to the cause. Peace.